And I swear, like, oh god, look at her boobs. It's like, do these people not know porn exists? If you want to see boobs, porn exists. Go watch some fucking porn. Of course, they're anti-porn. They're talking about outlawing porn in that Project 2025. It all comes back to Project 2025. Outlawing porn. So all you have to fap off to is Sydney Sweeney doing her farewell on Saturday Night Live. Is that really the world conservatives want? Is that really it? Hey guys, I need you to do me a favor. Help me fight the algorithm. Go ahead and hit like, hit that subscribe button, and hit that bell icon for new notifications. Thank you. Anyways, you guys want to talk about some boobs?
She returned fast times, paused at 53 minutes, 5 seconds. Do you know who pauses fast times at 53 minutes, 5 seconds? People who like boobies,
Ew,
Robin.
gross,
Boobies!
I think we should talk about some boobs. I think boobs are very, very important. Oops. It's very vital we talk about boobs. And we need to... when we talk about boobs, we need to make it very clear what we are talking about. Hold on. Let's here, I'm doing this a tricky way. So, first of all, I'm going to show you boobs, and I think it's very important we establish we learn the difference between anti-woke and woke boobs. So, real quick, this right here. This is Sydney Sweeney. She was an actress in Madam Web. She has big boobs, but her boobs are anti-woke. This is Brie Larson. Her boobs are woke. Okay, so I just want to make this clear. Anti-woke, woke. Anti-woke, woke. And you might be like, we're just looking at pictures of boobs, Bob. Why are you just showing us pictures of boobs? Because apparently the fact that these boobs are apparently anti-woke is a big deal. No, it's... Here, we'll get into it real quick. All right, so here, we got a Slate article here we'll go over. So, the far right thinks Sydney Sweeney killed wokeness because of her boobs. According to some conservative thinking, the scourge of wokeness has finally been defeated. Last week, it was smothered to death on live television by the starlet's breast. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. I wish I were kidding, but not one, but two news outlets have published creepy columns in recent days about how the actress Sydney Sweeney has not just been doing her job and looking cute, but when she showed off her cleavage in a recent Saturday Night Live appearance, but was in fact owning the libs. Are Sydney Sweeney's breasts double D harbingers of death of the woke? Asked the Canadian National Post. The UK Spectator did less beating around the bush. Okay, I'm gonna have to look into these articles. Oh god, this article immediately. Okay, here's the Canadian National Post. Amy Ham, wokeness is no match for Sydney Sweeney's undeniable beauty. We've been pressured into pretending everyone is beautiful except those who actually are. Are Sydney Sweeney's breasts double G harbingers of death? This is what the public is asking, at least those on social media, after the Euphoria actress garnered a particularly large audience as host of Saturday Night Live last week. Sweeney is obviously a conventional, attractive young woman, but if you don't personally admire her beauty, we can certainly all agree that she's got voluminous appeal. Sweeney knows this and runs with it, playfully owning her sex appeal with zero apologies. On SNL, she bulged herself from the top, self-deprecatingly suggested her boobs are on backup career, and now virally donned her Hooters uniform for a rather unsophisticated sketch dedicated to her overflowing cups. Well, I didn't know about the sketch. Let's see. I can't. The monologue I know they were harping on about, which I actually can kind of show you because I kind of did a little edit of it, which makes it YouTube copyright clear. All right, so I'm assuming that Sydney Sweeney is going to make more tips because of her boobs. That's probably going to be the joke.
What tips did you make?
31, 32, $36,000.
Yeah, so she just made a lot of tips because her boobs are big. Hilarious. Yeah, that's owning the libs. I'm trying to figure out when exactly the right wing became pro women showing off their boobs. I thought they were for traditional women. I swear to God. They have no consistency whatsoever. All right, here is the monologue that apparently is destroying wokeness as well once it loads up.
Thank you very much. I am so happy to be here. My name is Sydney Sweeney.
You might have noticed I've had to tinker with it to get through copyright. Just saying.
You might have seen me in Anyone But You or Euphoria. You definitely did not see me in Madam Web. But I do have a new film coming out called Immaculate. I play a nun, so it's perfect casting. But tonight, I'm excited for everyone to get to know the real me. I feel like people only see me as the girl on TV who screams, cries, and has sex. Sometimes it's all three at the same time. But I'm more than that. I'm from a town called Spokane, right on the border of Washington and Idaho. I feel a bond to both states. Like when people ask, where are you from? I say Washington. But when people ask, did you go to a Trump-themed party for your mom? I say, Idaho. It was always my dream to be an actor. When I was younger, my parents drove me from Spokane to Los Angeles just to audition. That's a 19-hour drive. And I'm so grateful to them for believing in me. And I think the reason they did is because I presented them with a 5-point plan to break into acting. It was a PowerPoint presentation, and I still have it. Check it out. It says, audition, get an agent, do commercials and short films, then get my SAG card. But if that failed, I also presented them with a backup plan. Next slide. While I'm up here, I do want to talk about some stuff I've seen about me online. Like,
Okay, I guess we will see. I haven't gotten to the wokeness destroying part yet, but I'm sure when it gets to it, I'll feel destroyed, you know.
I once said that I used to work at Universal Studios, and then someone online accused me of lying about that, which is insane. If I didn't work there, how would I know all of the Universal characters, like Shrock, the Minions, and Harry Potter? Then, just last week, a woman on TikTok went viral because she claimed she was my nutritionist. I've never met her. And also, I've never had a nutritionist. I'm in shape because I run, avoid sugar, and do Ozempic. But I'd say the craziest rumor I've seen is that while I was filming Anyone But You, I was having an affair with my co-star Glenn Powell. That's obviously not true. Me and my fiance produced the movie together, and he was there the entire shoot. And I just want to let everyone know that he's the man of my dreams. And we're still together and stronger than ever. He even came here tonight to support me. Can we cut to him? He's in my dressing room, and we've got a great show for you tonight.
I'm pretty sure I was Glenn Powell. Okay. Are we owned now? I am so confused at this point. Like, what is the story even? Okay, well, you know, we got these right-wing outlets. Let's see more of what they're saying about her boobs and how they're destroying wokeness. Holy shit. Exactly how this led to a cultural cataclysm over beauty and wokeness can be summarized as follows. We've spent years being chastised for desiring, admiring beauty because beauty is rare and exclusionary, and to exclude is to hate. Or so we've been scolded to accept today's diversity, equity, inclusion fanatics. We aren't supposed to admire Sydney's beauty. We've done it anyways. The times they are changing, aren't they? We don't admire... I'm missing the time when we didn't admire Sydney's beauty. What? Recall the words of the unrepentant thought criminal Jordan Peterson on the plus-size model that graced Sports Illustrated 2 years back. Sorry, not beautiful, and no amount of authoritarian tolerance is going to change that. I do not remember the name of that person, but they were fairly beautiful too. Like, it's possible for Sydney Sweeney to be beautiful, and for let me dig it up. Okay, yeah, I mean, she's very good looking as well. So I mean, here's Ashley Graham. So it is possible for this woman to be attractive as well as Sydney Sweeney, and I think pretending like only one can be attractive is a weird dichotomy. Like, number one, Ashley Graham's not even that plus size, but yeah, like Sydney Sweeney is almost like kind of an unusual... This is Ashley Graham. This is the plus size model that Jordan Peterson was saying was not beautiful on the Sports Illustrated cover. But it's a weird dichotomy saying that they can't both be beautiful when they're both fairly beautiful. Ashley Graham in particular has a really beautiful face, in my opinion. Not to say there's anything wrong with Sydney Sweeney's face, although, I mean, it's fine. Like, if we're judging faces, I actually think Ashley Graham has a better face. What makes... God damn it, I am objectifying the shit out of women right now. Okay, we'll go in. Okay, what makes Sydney Sweeney unique is the fact that she has very big boobs with a very slender build, which is unusual. It's genetically unusual, but it's possible. And then Ashley, yeah, no, she has more of a standard build, but it's still very attractive. They're beautiful in different ways, in a very objectifying way, because I don't know either of these people, so I don't know what their personalities are like. It's possible I would meet them and find their personalities repellent, or find their personalities absolutely charming. Because, fun fact, personality is really the most important thing on whether or not you mesh well with a person and whether or not you'll find them attractive. Like, physical attraction is about all you can do with people you don't actually know and just see on TV. Yeah, the convoluted idea. The left is forcing us to find women attractive for things other than boobs, and we've had enough. Yeah, yes, thank you. Yeah, that kind of sums it up nicely. Yeah. To this day, the man is partially facing censorship from his professional regulators over these words. Get over yourself. Jordan Peterson is doing fucking fine. He is grifting for the Daily Wire. He is fine. If we aren't attracted to every influencer wannabe who is unattractive by any reasonable standard of beauty, it is the adult equivalent of handing out prize ribbons to every kid on sports day, even if that kid faceplanted in the mud puddle and couldn't finish a potato sack race. Everybody wins and everybody must be regarded as beautiful, except, of course, the people who actually are. What? I need citation of people who are apparently... What, like, do we have people who are talking about Sydney Sweeney not being beautiful? I mean... I need a citation on that. Like, I feel like they're making up this world where people say Sydney Sweeney isn't beautiful and saying, isn't it terrible? People want to look at beauty on TV and art generally, but we're starved because attractiveness is deemed immoral? What? What the fuck fictional world do these people live in? Attractiveness is neither moral or immoral. Attractiveness is deemed immoral? What the fuck are we talking about? As for such, beauty is now political. For this we can thank tyrannical, woke, and unironically minority vanguard that has for years coerced our culture into pretending that unbeautiful things are beautiful. And it's not that Sweeney herself is political. She's not. nor does she need to be in order to make the point that so many apparently believe she has made. And while her breasts have caused a furor, I don't see this as a sudden death knell of wokeness. So when I talk about Sydney causing a cultural cataclysm, I only mean it insofar as it is perceived to be one. It's not that Sweeney's conversation isn't welcome. It is, and it's just that we haven't been heading in this direction for months. It's just that we've been heading in this direction for months. The signs have been all around us, perhaps just not so large and buoyant as this one. Considering our recent SNL guest, comedian Dave Chappelle. Oh, God fucking damn it. Dave fucking Chappelle. Dave Chappelle is so goddamn disappointing. I swear to God. Hosted a show in November 2022. This was 1 year after his Netflix special, The Closer, with its jokes about transgender issues causing widespread hysteria amongst California's danger hares. Danger hare referring to toxic creatures, whether amphibian or hypo-woke homo sapiens that are brightly colored as to mean to signal their poisonousness. So it's people with multicolored hair. My God, these people live in a fictional reality. I swear to God. What the fuck? What world? Okay, whoever wrote this article needs to touch grass. That's all I need to say. What the heck? Netflix employees staged a walkout and protested alongside members of the public over the embarrassing inability to handle jokes made by a comedian in a comedy special. I've said it once, I'll say it again. I think Dave Chappelle should be allowed to make those jokes. And I think he should be criticized. Now, whether or not, he should be allowed to make those jokes. He's not necessarily, he doesn't have the rights to do it on Netflix necessarily. So saying Netflix shouldn't host him, that's a whole different argument, but that's also not a free speech argument. If Dave Chappelle wanted to make those jokes on fucking YouTube on his channel, fine. Okay, fine. Anyways, every lefty magazine released obsequious, moralizing essays about Chappelle because Dave Chappelle is shitting on trans people who are perhaps the most shit-on group. Like, we just went over Project 2025, and so much of that was about shitting on trans people, trans athletes, transgender ideology, all this vague messaging just meant to fearmonger about trans people who simply identify as a different gender they were born as. And why does that affect cis people so goddamn much? I'd love to know that. Because my life as a cis person hasn't been affected by trans people existing. Why are there so many conservative MAGA cis people who are so offended by the existence of trans people that they feel the need to legislate over it, that they need to push them down? It is infuriating. And Dave Chappelle is someone who I always thought was better than this, but he's not. Like, I always, you know, I still kind of think Dave Chappelle is kind of a brilliant comedian. But the fact is, he is taking, just going anti-trans and taking that route, he is taking the laziest route to get cheap right-wing fans. He is. He could do so much better. He is a talented and gifted comedian who is wasting that talent to just simp for fucking right-wing bigots, frankly. And you know what? Like, it would be one thing if he did it and then he said, you know what, you're right, I apologize. I'll stop doing it. But then he just keeps on fucking going at it. So, you know, at this point, fuck him. I don't know what else to say. Fuck him. Anyways, yeah, SNL still wanted Dave because we've known for some time that most of us are not running on the same operating system as the terminally offended crybabies. Ratings don't lie. They did it with Chappelle. They haven't with Sweeney. If Chappelle had Sweeney's buxom bust, we could have easily have had the same cultural conversation more than a year ago. But hey, if Sweeney's disclosure isn't buttoned up to the neck quickly enough, I won't rule out the possibility of an SNL staff walkout or a certain... Okay. real quick. So the reason why Netflix was doing a walkout over Dave Chappelle was because they actually host him, and Dave Chappelle actually said transphobic stuff. Sydney Sweeney, from what I've seen, hasn't said anything. The right wing has just trying to weaponize it as her boobs are anti-woke for some fucking reason, and I don't understand it. That's an interesting point, Lucifer. Well, it's kind of tied to this, because they are convinced all people to see boobs the way they do. Consecrate ground, real versus fake. Mutilation if removed, all that shit. That is interesting, and that's probably true. God, I didn't even think about that, because, yeah, like somehow boobs are some sort of, like, sacred thing. So fun fact. I have encountered many a boob in my lifetime. I have played with many a boob in my lifetime. Listen, I will tell you straight up. These big boobs, they look very pretty in a dress. They do. I've found, maybe it's just because I've played with enough, that big boobs, small boobs, about the same. About the same. The big ones look pretty in a dress. And I will admit, these look very attractive, but if you're actually, like, hooking up with somebody, there's no difference. Not really, not unless they're fake. Natural breast or natural breast, whether big or small. They work out about the same. Fun detail. Fun detail! Of course, I'll have a lot of haters who watch this when I cut it into a video, and they, in particular, need to hear that, because I really don't feel like they've encountered boobs that much in their life. I don't feel like chuds really, like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, boobs exist. I played with plenty of them. Okay, you if you're gonna goof off in motorboat boobs, go ahead, but, like, yeah, there are effective ways to play with boobs, and not really motorboating. Although you can have fun with that. Like, that's just being funny, though. Don't ask questions, just consume product and get excited for next product. Mike, what stream are you watching? What are you watching, bro? Are you talking about consuming Sydney Sweeney's boobs? Because I don't know, maybe get her permission. I guess if you have her permission. Hey. Anyways, maybe Sweeney will resent feeling that she's been used as a pawn in this raging culture war that she never intended to take a side in and ended up announcing a Biden 2024 endorsement. Well, maybe. But none of the possibilities will change the fact that we are all starting to envision the death of wokeness. We're seeing it everywhere, including in the breasts of young, beautiful women. And that's besides the point, because with Sweeney, what it really comes down to is this: sex sells and has never changed. True! Sex does sell. Your point? Amy Hamm is a freelance writer of... she's the co-founder of the nonpartisan Canadian Women's Sex-Based Rights. I have a feeling... I don't know if I'll have time to look into it, but Canadians' women's sex-based rights, I'm willing to bet that's a TERF group. Willing to bet that. Anyways, what was the other article? UK spectators. Let's dive into that, and then maybe we'll, if we have time. Yeah, we should have time. We can look into Rogue's ass a bit. I've been really intrigued by Rogue's ass. Listen, we're going to talk about Sydney Sweeney's boobs. We're going to talk about Rogue's ass, because they're all woke or anti-woke or whatever the fuck. Sydney Sweeney and the return of body positivity, of real body positivity. Our fascination with the female figure never went away. Yay, boobs are back. Sydney Sweeney made engagement farming easy with her cleavage revealing curtain call this past weekend as the host of Saturday Night Live. If you spend any time online at all, I'm sure you've seen the video. Wrapped in the revealing little black dress, Sydney Sweeney thanks to cast and crew. Oh, so the goodbye. Okay, this is a clip on X.
Thank you, everyone, for tonight. This has been such an amazing week. Thank you, Lord.
Yes. She has big boobs. This is like the standard farewell on Saturday Night Live that I usually turn it off when we get to. Yeah, that is just, yeah. Boobs. Okay, so maybe part of the problem here is that a lot of these chuds just don't encounter boobs that often. For fuck's sake, they're boobs. Yes, her boobs are very attractive. I agree. Okay? Like, oh my god. Like, this isn't like some cultural impact. They're attractive fucking boobs. She has big boobs for her frame. Ooh, cool. Like, and they look good in a dress. They look damn good in a dress. Okay. How is this ending wokeness? Oh my god. These people are insane. Okay. For anyone under the age of 25, they've likely never seen it in their lifetimes. The giggling blonde with an amazing rack has been stamped out of existence. A creature shamed to the brink of extinction. What the fuck are you talking about? The fuck are you talking about? I love how they're just making a fictional reality right now. Okay, number one. Assuming Sydney's boobs are natural, which I don't know. I would assume they're natural. They seem to, like... Back to objectifying women a bit. So, when boobs collide like hers, it's usually a sign that they're natural. Fake boobs have a tendency to be firmer and not really collide so much. Anyways. So she has, I would assume natural boobs, and, good for her frame. And they're acting like this has never existed throughout life. Oh, wow, this is actually a conservative thing that's paywalled? Yeah, no. I'm honestly shocked at the response to Sydney Sweeney, although I probably shouldn't be. She reminds me of Jenny McCarthy in a white bikini circa 1996, and there were hundreds of her type for me growing up. In fact, she dressed up in the Hooters uniform for one of the sketches, and I could have sworn it was Pamela Anderson or Denise Richards. If you went to sell to any mall in the American Midwest in 1999, you will have seen dozens of Sweeney's walking around, traveling in packs, twirling their hair and doing the same hot girl thing with their hands when they got excited. Okay, so I imagine we would still see stuff like that in the mall if malls weren't fucking dead. Malls are fucking dead, guys. Thank you, Taki. According to Boobopedia, they are real. Okay, and I want to stress, I would assume, I don't know, they look real, but I don't know, and it doesn't fucking matter. They're acting like this is, like, some rare thing. Listen. And I swear, oh god, look at her boobs. It's like, do these people not know porn exists? If you want to see boobs, porn exists. Go watch some fucking porn. Of course, they're anti-porn. They're talking about outlawing porn in that Project 2025. It all comes back to Project 2025. Outlawing porn. So all you have to fap off to is Sydney Sweeney doing her farewell on Saturday Night Live. Is that really the world conservatives want? Is that really it? The only issue I have with porn is the exploitation that almost certainly exists throughout that industry. If everybody is a consenting adult, I am fine with it. I am 100% fine with it. Have nuts. But yeah, I feel like we're dealing with right-wingers who have never encountered beautiful women before and just can't handle it. It is absolutely fucking bizarre.
Books, records, films, these things matter. Call me shallow. It's the fucking truth.